Hey guys, Marsengen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today I wanted to do a video looking at an interesting team build that I have been running basically since last night and wanted to make a video on. And this is basically using both of the anniversary LRs on the team with the AGL LR Super Saiyans from the worldwide download celebration. So these are a unit that definitely received a mixed response when they released. A lot of people, myself included, considered them to be quite underwhelming. I personally think that they're the worst of the 4 LRs that were released during the worldwide download celebration. The main problem that they have is their condition to transform is that they need to be hit 7 times as well as performing 3 supers themselves, which isn't that difficult because they do have a built-in chance to additional. They're AGL, so even at 55% they have additional in the hidden potential system. But the problem is they have to get hit 7 times, and they have 20% damage reduction, which isn't really a huge amount. And you look here, if we were to put them in slot 1, which we actually are going to do for this turn, simply because of the fact that Broly is STR, but we have 188k defense. So 188k defense with 20% damage reduction isn't really all that great, right? 20% damage reduction isn't enough to save a unit with 180k if we were going to eat a super in slot 1, especially from like type neutral or something, for example. Now, the good thing is their leader skill is probably one of the better leader skills, considering how many buffs Movie Heroes has gotten throughout the last year. Their leader skill is Joined Forces or Movie Heroes 170, and then the 30% extra is for Pure Saiyans. So every LR Goku and Vegeta in the game are on their 200% leader skill, because they're all Joined Forces Pure Saiyans. And then obviously Movie Heroes Pure Saiyans are on there as well. So God Goku, Path to Power Kid Goku, who can provide the whole rotation with damage reduction. And then because Movie Heroes is such a strong team in general, we have a wealth of other options we can choose to run, even though they'll only be getting the 170 lead, like the Gamma 1, who not only is a very good defensive unit, but also provides support. So this should be a pretty good setup here. We're going to go ahead and get this, and then we should be able to get the 7 orbs with, Kid Goku nice and easily. So this means we do at least have 28% damage reduction now with the AGL Super Saiyans. Still probably don't want them to take a super in slot 1 before they attack. But then the thing is, they raise attack and defense for 1 turn on both of their super attack effects. And like I say, they already have a built-in chance to additional. So we could get 3 super attacks off in 1 turn, which would then obviously give them a pretty significant amount of defense when you consider we have 20% damage reduction, or on this turn 28% damage reduction to back that up. So with their condition for their morale boost, their costume change, or whatever you want to call it, right, their transformation, we only need to super attack 1 more time. It's just the fact that we need to take 7 hits in total. So we've taken 4 already, which is pretty good. But one strategy that I think definitely would work well with this team build is obviously, if you're not that bothered about getting the morale boost, is to just not use them in slot 1, right? Have both the LR Super Saiyans floating in slot 3, but then obviously you have to build the team accordingly so that you have strong slot 1 units to actually, carry the rotation. So I think what we'll do, now that Broly is AGL, we'll do this, and then we'll float off the Super Saiyans from the other rotation when we get back to it. So I want to make sure you get a super attack here, and then we can grab all of these, which gives us 20 key. Like, it's not a crazy amount, or we didn't get the full 24 key with the GT LR, but to get that much key from picking up so few orbs is just one of the reasons why these anniversary LRs are so good when you're running them in slot 2 or 3, because they just get so much extra key that it is very, very easy to hit those markers. So it means we're not getting the guaranteed additional super. We have to roll the dice with the 70% chance to additional super from their passive. But hopefully we can get some decent luck on that one. Because obviously with the GT LR, we want to be attacking with them as much as possible so that we can stack up our attack and then do the most damage with the Spirit Bomb. So of course we didn't get the additional super. Mine are only 55%. I don't have any decent like additional skill orbs to give them, so mine do literally have 0 additional in the hidden potential, which is a shame, but it is what it is. So these guys are going to get their super attacks off now. This is the one from their passive, I believe, actually did convert into a super. Theirs has a additional attack with a high chance to become a super. They do actually get, to be fair, I've gone on about the 20% damage reduction quite a lot. They get an additional 20% damage reduction for 3 turns from the start of the fight. So they do have 40% damage reduction at the very start, which is obviously designed to allow you time to get those hits in and get their attacks off. But because it's 7, and that is so many, like it takes so long to actually get those hits in, that you are potentially not going to be able to do that, like, you know, before that 40% runs out. Because, for example, this is the LR Super Saiyans that was on turn 1. So if they have that extra 20% damage reduction for 3 turns, this is the last turn that they have it. So what did they take? These were the ones that took 4 attacks on turn 1. So they would be able to take 2 attacks in slot 3 here, except for the fact that the Majin Buu Saga LR is obviously just going to finish off Broly. So that's where the problem with this unit lies, is early on, they don't necessarily have the defensive chops to be able to go in slot 1, but if you put them later in the turn, you're either getting less attacks in general, or things like that happen where you kill the enemy before the end of the rotation, and yeah, then you end up not getting those hits in. So it is a bit unfortunate. How do I want to play this out here? So let's go for, I want to try and make sure I get the 7 orbs with Kid Goku again. So if we do this, then we can do... Should I just risk it then, I guess, and do this? I suppose the thing is, with Broly... yeah. Oh, wait, no. 7 orbs, perfect. Now, with Broly, we still need to get the... we still need to use the Whis. At least one Whis here. Because... the GT Super Saiyans do build up damage reduction with each super, but we have only supered once, so they only have 10%. But I think if I pop one Whis here, as long as he doesn't super attack in slot 1, I think we do... no, of course. I was going to say, I think we would survive. Now, we should still survive with one Whis, because Gamma 1, yeah, shouldn't take much damage. And then Goku, Kid Goku, remember, gets extra damage reduction for himself with each rainbow orb that you pick up, and we picked up 3. So he had, what, like 29% or something like that damage reduction for that turn with the Whis on top. So very, very good, because a lot of the time, if Broly's going to super attack in slot 1, there are a lot of rotations where you're only surviving that if you double Whis. So that does work out quite nicely for us, because we have not only the extra one that we could use depending on how long this phase is going to take, but if we are able to finish him off, it means we have that Whis that we can use against the AGL Broly. So hopefully I want to be able to get at least one of the Spirit Bombs off, although I suppose we did lose a fairly decent amount of HP, so I think on the next turn we are actually going to be able to go into standby mode with the Majin Buu Saga LR, which is actually perfect for the Broly AoE phase, because when we exchange to Vegeta while we're on standby to charge the Spirit Bomb, they have guard, and then of course they get a ton of damage reduction with the orbs that we pick up, so that can work out quite nicely. I think actually what we could do here, if we do this, that should get these guys pretty much fully built up if they're not already. So we are not on high enough HP to get the standby though, so this could be a little bit risky for the Majin Buu Saga LR, because they've got decent defense at the start of the turn here, but it's not enough for them to eat a super. Like if we had no item active, they absolutely would die to a super attack here. So I don't want to double Whis. I've just got to hope that he doesn't super attack in slot 1 again, because otherwise I think we might die. I think the Buu Saga LR might die. It's unfortunate that we weren't on low enough HP to get the the standby mode with them, because this, like I say, as I was describing when we got into the turn, this is the perfect phase to use it in for them, because they go from then having type disadvantage to having guard and a bunch of extra damage reduction. So fortunately we get to attack first, so by the time Broly attacks, our defense is going to be incredibly high if he actually survives, which he probably won't, right, because they're built up to the 50% crit chance now. So are we going to crit here? If we do, I think, okay, I was going to say if we do, I think he's just straight up dead, but he didn't. But fortunately he didn't super, so God Goku going to come in and finish him off here. And that leads us into the AGL phase. So, I mean, you can see we've gotten through this quite quickly. We're on, is it turn 6? Yeah, turn 6. So, what do I want to do here? I don't really want to use the Spirit Bomb this early, but this isn't a great turn. But what I could do is if I standby mode with them and leave the rotation like this, the AGL Super Saiyans probably are going to get killed by Broly. But as long as he doesn't super attack straight away, it means they're going to be able to take a couple of hits. And then that might be enough for them to be ready for their morale boost. Because I think this rotation one is the one that was originally on turn 1. So they need to get hit 3 times, I think, in order to be ready to go. So hopefully we get hit 3 times before we die. And then that's going to be, we'll go into the next turn after doing the revival. And I'm fairly sure that the AGL Super Saiyans that we got to take all the hits during the AoE phase are now going to be built up for their costume change. So let's go ahead and do this. Remember that Vegeta is giving everybody 80% attack support as well as 8 ki, which is pretty nice. So let's do this, and hopefully we won't just... of course. Well, never mind. The best laid plans. I suppose we could have used the other Whis here, but yeah, that is unfortunate. 900k, okay. Unfortunately, this deep into the event, I think Gamma 1 would have still died in slot 1 as well, but that is unfortunate. Alright, well, GT Spirit Bomb, we didn't get a huge amount of build up, and we've got type disadvantage. So if we don't get the crit, unfortunately this is not going to do a lot of damage, but we are reviving with full HP, and we should get the morale boost with the other Super Saiyans on the next turn. So come on, get that crit, Goku. You can do it. I think my AGL, yeah, there you go, 12 mil. I mean, considering we didn't get a huge amount of build-up, like 12 mil crit, I will take that. I gave mine, because I don't have, like I said, I don't have any good additional skill orbs, so I gave them a level 5 crit. So at 55%, my GT LR does have 10 crit. So 20% chance to crit came in clutch on the Spirit Bomb there. So costume change with the AGL Super Saiyans. So now that we've got the morale boost, we now have 30% damage reduction. They get 2 extra ki per type sphere. Their additional chance is now 70% to become a super. And then when you are performing an ultra super or... wait, sorry, no, they get a medium chance to crit. When you're doing an ultra super or the active skill at 24 ki, they get a guaranteed crit. So I think what we want to do here, we just want to use the other standby, right? Because then, yeah, this actually works out perfectly. So we go into the standby with them, and now the AGL Super Saiyans, because they get to attack first, then they should be fine. So I think we should be looking good here, because the chances of them getting a triple super is quite high. They also have an active skill that we can use from the next turn after the morale boost. So if he manages to survive... that next... oh, actually, yeah, the next turn could be pretty spicy. Because, in fact, we could almost ensure a victory here. Because if I use the other Whis, then not only does it make it almost impossible to die, but if we charge the Spirit Bomb in this turn, we're then going to get on this next rotation the active skill for the AGL Super Saiyans, and then we can launch the Spirit Bomb. So... this should be a very productive turn. I really wanted to get the extra damage reduction with Kid Goku, but I think I just need to prioritize. Well, there you go. Never mind. I was gonna say I need to prioritize getting as many orbs as possible to charge the Spirit Bomb, but then I managed to get it anyway. So with the combination of the orbs we picked up for him, the Whis, and the Kid Goku effect, this Vegeta now has over 100% damage reduction. I was really hoping he was going to get supered there, because he would take double-digit damage from literally everything, because his damage reduction is over 100% technically, so which means he cannot take damage, which would have been pretty cool. But yeah, so the AGL Super Saiyans, mine have, is it 2 dupes, I think? The friend is Rainbow, but mine is obviously not as good as the friend one. Still pretty solid. And then Kid Goku here. It's good to see Kid Goku filling this support role on the team, not getting his unit super attack, not sharing tons of links with these other units, and he's still hitting like a 6 million attack. So how much does he take from this? He shouldn't take much damage from this, right? Especially with the Whis. Yeah, 32k. 32k. Alright, so basically nothing. And then shall we do... Yeah, let's get... Oh man, there's a rainbow orb right there. Why don't you just go up and get that one? But I guess it's fine. So we'll do this. And then I guess it probably makes more sense to leave the AGL Super Saiyans there. And then we'll grab these for you. So full 24 key for them as well. So the Spirit Bomb is fully charged. And then, yeah, next turn we're going to get to do the active skill with the other AGL Super Saiyans and then fire off the Spirit Bomb. And then that should be all she wrote for Broly. So, depends how much damage we do. But the AGL Super Saiyans on this rotation, because they're not transformed yet, they only have the 50% chance to get an additional super. But, I mean, they're rocking, and what was that, 8.5 for the Rainbow Friend? I didn't check the link levels, actually, but it did just provide me with a Rainbow Friend. Of course, we only got one super attack. I think that's the other reason why I found them quite underwhelming, especially when I used mine at 55%, is you miss that 50% chance to get the additional attack, and then they're not getting the hidden potential, and then all of a sudden they've only done one super attack in that turn, which is only giving them the 130% defense raise. So when that's only being backed up by 20% damage reduction, then they can obviously look way less impressive. Even to the point, and I say less impressive, I mean they can literally get you killed if you get a turn where they only get one super attack. So they definitely still have their issues and their inconsistencies, but for me personally, I think this team is actually like really fun. So let's go ahead. I can't even remember the last time I saw the active skill with these guys. So let's go ahead and fire this off here. Here comes Broly. I forgot how good it looks. Their animations are very good, but yeah. Alright, we get a crit. I think, what's the effect? Ultimate damage and stuns for one turn. So it's not a guaranteed crit, and we did manage to get one, so that is pretty good. Also, what I could do here is get another 9 orbs towards charging up the Spirit Bomb. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll fire off the Spirit Bomb. So I don't know if this will be enough to kill. We only, like, quote-unquote overcharged it by those 9 orbs. So let's see. Can we finish him off with the Spirit Bomb? Mine, they do. I think mine have, like, 5 crit. Come on. You can do it. Crit for the one time. Let's go. That effect was so good. I love it. Yeah, would that have been a KO with the crit? I feel like it would, but there we go. So we're going to get the Dokkan attack this turn as well. So yeah, this turn was just absolute devastation for Broly. He got hit with the AGL Super Saiyan's active skill. Then he takes a Spirit Bomb to the face. And now the LR Super Saiyans are going to finish him off with the Dokkan attack. So, yeah, there you go. That is the team that I've been running. I'm very much enjoying it. Whilst the AGL Super Saiyans can still be a bit inconsistent, I think this team build for them is actually very strong. It's not even necessarily the best build. It's just a very solid build of this team that I could put together with my box. And then, yeah, we get to see their KO screen as well, which is still very cool. So let me know what you guys think down below of this team. Do you think the release of the Anniversary LRs has added a ton of value to the AGL Super Saiyans? I definitely would find myself actually using them now. So for me, I think the answer to that question is yes. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.